Yo, check this out. I was watching this video of this dude, and he was talking about hype beast culture, whatever the fuck it's called. And I'm listening to this, and I'm like, bro, what was the point of all this shit anyway? Like, I get people, there's always been hype for something, like Cabbage Patch Kids, and what was the other thing? Teletubbies, and there's always hype. Beanie Babies and shit. There's always been like things that people hyped over, but like with this dude's video, and the dude, like, he was talking about the culture of the hype beast, and this is it dead, and all this crazy shit. And I'm sitting up there looking at this one dude. Now, he looked like he was blazing, but he had like an Eastern European accent for some reason. And I'm like, he spent all this money on this shit. And I'm like, okay, but what is that really getting you though? Like in the end, like, what did that get him? You kind of see what I'm saying? Like, it was just like, you did all this for what? And he was sitting up there talking about he spent all this money. And it's like, it's crazy. Like I said, I get the fashion aspect of it though. I do get that. I get it. But it's like, you're spending all this money, like a lot of money, to make this one dude rich. It's like not even a regular clothing company. Like, people buying like shovels and bricks. Like, come on, man. Like, I just can't get behind that, man. It's just y'all got basically duped. Y'all, it's just a big scam. Like, you paying all this money for clothes, like thousands of dollars, when they made them shits in Istanbul for 2 cents. And I'm like, bro, nah, that just couldn't be me. That just couldn't be me. And it's not like you in the fashion industry, or like you doing something to that effect. It's just like, you just a regular dude, and you doing all this for what? Just for clout? It's like, yeah, I just can't get behind that, man. Like, that shit was crazy. Like, it's just, I just can't get behind that. This shit is just insane. Like, I mean, even though like it's like I get it, but it's just it's just like, nah. Because I remember a long time ago when I was in high school, right? Now, I could be dating myself, but I remember a long time ago, it was this, I think it was called Iceberg, and people used to, like, thinking they was like the shit if you had that. And I remember this one dude. Now, we was in welding class, right? We was in welding. When you welding metal together, you gotta wear like this, like leather hide, like apron. You know what I mean? Like, you had to, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was welding, right? This dude come with an Iceberg sweater. I think it had Donald Duck on that bitch. And we told this dude, and it was a sweater. And it was white. We told this dude, put on the apron, bro. Put on the apron. He was like, nah. We told him, look, man, put on the apron. You know, so you know what I'm saying? Keep your clothes clean. We was trying to look out for him. And he was like, nah. So we was doing the welding. We was welding the metal together. A spark jumped off of the metal onto his shirt. Now, you know, because back in the day, that shirt had to have been at least over $150. And that was then. The only thing expensive that you could have bought was Jordans. And truth be told, I never owned a pair of Jordans or Timbs. Never. I never had them in my life. But this dude had at least $150 sweater. The shit caught on fire and burnt a hole in the sweater. And then and it was like a significant hole too. It was a significant, like, you know, like it was white. And so you saw like the burnt mark around the hole. And we said like, yo, bro, we told you to put on the apron. He was like, man, damn. Man, yo, I wonder what happened. I wonder what happened to dude. We tried to warn him. You see what I'm saying? And it's just like, I just kind of felt like, you know, that shit was crazy back in the day. Like, you know, like if you had something like that, you know what I'm saying? Like that shit was crazy. But now you see people, it's like they doing shit like this, like buying these brands and shit. Like that is just, it's just wild and crazy what these dudes is doing. Like, I'm just like, yeah, nah. I'm like, nope. That just couldn't be me. Like, you spending all this money and shit. And it's like, it's not, what are you getting out of it? It's just like back in the day, how it was like the 15 minutes of fame. Now it's just like 15 seconds. Like you here today, gone today, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever you got going on, it's just like, what are you doing this shit for, really? You see what I'm saying? It's like, bro, like this shit, it doesn't seem worth it to me, to be honest. Like I said, like I'm just kind of like whatever. Like I just couldn't see myself like truly doing that shit, to be honest. Like, I'm gonna just keep it a buck. I'm not really. Like, I don't know. Like, I could afford it, but I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do all that shit. For real, I just couldn't do it. You just sitting there, just buying this shit. Like, the dude had like an $800 wallet. He had like, his shirt was like so many like thousands. I think it was like $3,000. Like, okay, but why though? You see what I'm saying? Like, unless you was like hella rich or something, it's like, bro, don't you got like bills to pay? Even though he seemed like a young dude, and he just ain't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if who his parents are, but I'm just like, bro, like that shit it just looked insane. And I'm just like, okay, but what? That shit just looked crazy. But it's always this thing. Like I said, like I remember motherfucking the iceberg. I think that's what it was called. Like, I remember that shit. And people used to flex back in the day on that. Like, that was a thing. I don't need that. That was a huge thing. like the flex on the, I like you had Iceberg, because I remember this one dude, and I wouldn't say we was rivals back in the day. We weren't rivals, but he I don't know what his problem was. Like he just always thought he was better than me, right? And he used to have all that shit. Cause we have the same name. And back in the day, you know, they called him, I'm not gonna try to get into it, but it was a bunch of bullshit. But he was on that same thing. If this was back in the day, like if we had the internet back then, he would have been considered. He would have been considered a clout god or whatever the fuck y'all be calling this shit. Oh, he would have been considered that. He would have been considered that shit for real. Cause him, I guess the dude that I'm talking about that burned himself up. the dude who burned himself up, and it was like a few other people and shit. They was on that. Like I said, it's so crazy how if we had the internet back then, when I was in high school, man, I don't know, the whole shit would have been crazy. Like we would have been, man, the shit that people was into and doing back in the day, that would have been a whole thing. That would have been a whole thing. Cause people was crazy. And like the shit that we was doing back in the day, where it was like, okay, the stuff that we was saying and the stuff that other people was doing. Without it would have just been crazy. And let that shit get on the internet back then. That shit would that would have been wild. It would have just been crazy. It would have been crazy, and people wouldn't be able to come back from it. If people wouldn't be able to come back from that, people wouldn't have been able to come back. The words would have came back to haunt them. People would have still been making apologies to this day. Like we're talking about, like the last time I was in high school. I'm not gonna date myself like that, but it was a long time ago. People would have still been apologizing to this day. To this day, people would have still been apologizing for this shit. And truth be told, I would have been one of them. I would have been one of them. But yeah, like I said, but it's like that hype culture, the shit, like, I mean, the shit's always been like that. It's been like that it's been like that since like the members only jackets in the 80s and shit. The starter jackets in the 90s, the late 80s, early 90s. It's always been like that. So like it's never gonna end, bro. Like making a video saying like that it died. It never dies. Every generation goes through this shit. Every single generation goes through the same thing with music. Like, cause I remember a long time ago, my grandfather, cause I was like, you know, rap was a big thing in the 90s. And I remember my grandfather was like, how could you listen to this? Like, you can't even hear what they're saying. So I was basically like, man, fuck you. No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. But I was like, oh, what you talking about? Like, cause he liked the Temptations and, that doo-wop music, right? Like he liked that. You know what I mean? And I remember, like, yeah, he was telling me that. Like, how could you listen to rap? You can't even hear what they saying. So I was like, yeah, whatever, bro. And so as I got older, I remember before he passed away, God rest this dude's soul. before he passed away, cause like, you know, mumble rap and all this other shit came into play, and I'm like, this stuff sounds like garbage. All the SoundCloud shit, I was like, cause I called my grandfather Dad. I was like, Dad, I finally understood what you were saying about rap music, cause this stuff now is weak. And he was like, see, I told you. See, that's what I'm saying. But every generation goes through the same thing. Like, these dudes now, like these young dudes that's 20-something, when they have kids and their kids listen to stuff, they gonna be like, yeah, 21 Savage was the shit. And all this other stuff, like, whoever y'all listening to, I don't even know these dudes' names. They gonna be like, they was the shit. Them SoundCloud rappers was the shit. The stuff that my kids listen to is garbage. And they're going to be like, oh, what you talking about? And then the cycle's going to continue. It's going to be the same thing. Every generation goes through that same thing. That's just, you know what I mean? That's just the way this shit goes. That's just it is what it is. Every generation goes through the same thing. That goes with clothes. You know what I mean? That goes with clothes. That goes with fashion. Which clothes and fashion is the same thing. That goes with music, TV shows. But there's something about. I should make another video on this. There's something about the way shit is structured, how it was structured then versus now. Now, y'all motherfuckers ain't got nothing. Y'all don't have there's no substance to the shit that y'all motherfuckers got now. I'm gonna keep this shit a buck. Y'all motherfuckers ain't got a goddamn thing. Y'all don't have nothing. And then the shit y'all talking about now existed when I was a kid. You see what I'm saying? Like the Sonic movie. Like kids now is talking about, oh, look at the Sonic movie and shit, motherfucker. When I was a kid with the Genesis, like y'all don't have no real iconic characters. Like characters, y'all really ain't got nothing. You just don't have nothing. Y'all gotta reboot our shit that we grew up with. You see what I'm saying? I don't know what y'all got. Cause I don't have any kids. So I'm just like, I don't know what y'all got, to be honest. That's like on some like real shit. You know what I mean? That's like cool. That's like, okay, I could get behind this. Y'all really don't have nothing. But anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna eat my noodles. My shit's getting cold. So I'm doing what I do. Like I said, I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm out.